has been looking for you.
Wait up. Hey, you deaf or something? I was shouting my brains out.
Sorry. Guess I didn't hear you.
Can I walk with you? You live on my block, you know.
The same block? I didn't know that.
I've been watching you. You're from the country, aren't you? Like, this is the first time you lived in a big city.
You're right. It is.
Must be strange. I mean, if you never lived in one before.
Well, it's sure different.
Well, here's my place. Want to walk with me in the morning?
Sure.
Great. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Something wrong? You're looking at me real weird.
Nothing. Just that you remind me of my best friend from home. I mean, my old school. You act like her. You look a little like her, too.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, you remind me of her.
I'm glad. Bye.
Hey, I saw some kids playing ball down the block. Why don't you go out? How was school today?
Rotten. Teacher called on Tommy and I answered. Kids all called me stupid because I don't even know my own name. I hate that school.
You're so angry all the time.
You know, Daddy still loves you. Just because he doesn't live with us doesn't mean he's not our father. Well, if he loves us so much, then why did he go away without us?
Maybe we should find him. Why don't I try to get his address in Oregon, and we can write to him, or maybe call.
No.
Honey, could you help me with this stuff? I don't believe it. 5 hours. Diners, restaurants, bars, thousands of them. No job. Your father did this to us, you know. By fighting for custody. It drove me crazy to think that I could lose my kids. That's why I had the breakdown and had to go to the hospital. Then, of course, he got custody. He knew just how to destroy me. Well, I guess we're showing him, all right?
Okay, he's a creep. Now just shut up about him.
Agreed. He is a creep. Agreed. I'll shut up. Let's eat.
You know, you shouldn't talk about him like that. He is our father. Not mine. He's not my father. Would you look what you're doing to him? It's not right.
How would you like to repeat a few of the things he said about me over the last few years? Don't you ever tell me what I can or cannot say about that man. Just look what he's done to us.
Going to do my homework.
Good afternoon, Clouders Realty.
Hello. I was wondering if you could tell me if you have a forwarding address for Mr. Sanders. He used to work there.
Mr. Sanders still works here. He's out to lunch right now, though. If you'd like to leave a message.
Thomas Sanders?
Who is this? Would you like to leave a message?
No. No, thank you.
Sunday, then.
Night.
Okay, good night now.
What are you doing here? What's happened?
I have to talk to you.
Why didn't you come inside, honey? Not safe to hang out here.
You lied to me. Daddy didn't move. He's still in Eastfield.
Does he know where I am?
Don't worry, he doesn't know anything. I didn't even talk to him. I called the office to get his address in Oregon, and they told me he was out to lunch. How could you lie like that? He must be so worried about us.
That's what he told me, that he was moving.
Maybe he told you he was moving, but he never did. I should have known he wouldn't, not with us gone. He tricked us.
I had to.
Because you knew we'd go back. Look, I want to see him and try to straighten this mess out. I'll get him to drop charges against you. And Tommy and I will go back at Christmas. You can't stop me.
Well, if that's what you feel you have to do, honey, that's what you have to do.
Tommy, come with me, please. Daddy will be so glad to see you, and we can always come back if that's what you want. Mommy needs me. Tommy, Daddy needs you too. He loves you too. And how come he hasn't found us? But he hasn't even moved. No, I bet he did. I bet he didn't move just so we could look better. Better go. It's a round-trip ticket, Tommy. I'll be back in 4 days. I'll call you at work tonight. Let you know how it's going.
Mary Louise, I won't be there. The going to your father means that Tommy and I have to move. You'll never see either of us again.
It'll be all right. Get him. He's the drug. Kill him.
Let's get this covered up.
Get down. Thank you. Now, who did this? I'm not saying who, but one thing for sure, man, he was asking for it. He's 8 years old. What's that supposed to mean?
Man, we better get him to an emergency room. I'll take you. That is a mean gash. He's going to need some stitches.
I'll come to him. We can call you out from there. Get him!
I was just trying to give my snake a drink of water.
Hey, you're the old. I expect you to keep an eye on your sisters and brothers. Patsy, go in and dry off.
We have to do that. You know, I'd like to get my hands on the guy who invented these footnotes. I mean, what a heel. Get it? Oh. Footnotes.
Some of these may be helpful for your report on children in America.
Thank you.
I found reference to an article that would be very suitable for your report on the elderly in America. So if you come with me to the periodical reference desk, I'll show you how to fill out the call card.
Okay, that's terrific. Thank you.
Call card. Right.
Hey, you. I'm back. What's so interesting? You're not gonna believe this. It's incredible. What? What's so incredible? All these kids. Hundreds of them. They've all been stolen. So weird. You know who steals them? Mostly their own parents. Look at this one. He was only 15 months old when his father stole him from his mother. That was 8 years ago. She's still looking for him. See that? Isn't it incredible? What kind of a parent will put a kid through something like that? I mean, if they really loved him.
My mother thrown in jail? How did it get to be such a mess? I didn't think enough about how my dad must feel. How about how you feel? Look, I think you should call that National Center for Missing Children. Call Washington? No, I don't have enough money. Don't give me that. Just dial the operator. She'll help you. Besides, it's a toll-free number. Gotta get some help. I know. You don't even have to tell him who you are. Just get some advice. Oh, thank you. Thomas Sanders, Eastfield. Can you tell him we're all right? No, I don't want to tell him where we are. I'm gonna try to get her to send us back. I will. I'll call you tomorrow. Are you sure you'll be there? And you'll tell me what my father says? I will, I promise. Tomorrow at 4. Thank you. Mom, we've got... What are you doing? I won't move again, you know. I just won't.
Listen, baby, I've got a great plan. School's out in a few days, and none of us likes the city. Frankly, I've been having trouble paying the bills. I say we clear out of here, we find a nice campground for the summer. I'll get a job in a town nearby, we'll save up some money. Then in the fall, we'll go someplace real nice. A better neighborhood. You know, maybe you should go back to your natural color just for the summer. The dye is drying out your hair.
What are you doing to us? I won't move again. I want to go home.
Mary Louise, I'm doing the best I can. Anything I've done is because I love you. Now, don't pull a number on me now.
If you really loved us, you'd bring us back to Daddy and try to straighten out this mess.
Don't you understand? My hands are tied. If I bring you back, I'll never see you again. Look what your father did to me in the courts before.
This isn't about you and Daddy. It's about Tommy and me. What's up?
I've got a terrific idea. We're going to camp out all summer. Isn't that great?
don't care. Look at him. Did you look at him? He's turning into a whole other kind of kid. So what's going to happen to him? And what's going to happen to me? This is how much you love us. You keep saying if we went back to Daddy, he'd have you arrested, but he wouldn't do that. Not if it was you who sent us back.
I know your father. It wouldn't make any difference.
Well, I'm going back. And I'm taking Tommy with me however I have to do it. If you'd only cooperate, it'd be so much easier for him.
I've changed my mind about the summer. You're going back to your father.
No. No, I won't go back. He doesn't want me. You can't make me go. Look, Tommy. Look. Daddy has been looking for you.
Just remember that I love you. Anything I did was because I love you. I didn't have any choice. Don't forget what your father's done.
He promised me he'd drop the warrant for your arrest. That's what he's done.
We'll see. You'd better go.
Call her as soon as we get home.
I'll keep it for you.
I tried to call Mommy at work today, and they told me she never showed up. What's happened?
Mary Lou, you have to understand something.
This isn't the time.
What your mother did was very wrong. In fact, it was criminal, and I couldn't let her get away with it. I have to protect you and Tommy in every way I can.
You had her arrested, but you promised me.
Darling, they won't put her in jail. They're just going to warn her to stay away from you and Tommy. Now, all you have to worry about is recovering from last year and getting on with a normal teenage life.
You tricked me. Why won't anyone be straight with me? Why won't anyone listen to me?
Well, it's out of our hands. There'll be a hearing next week with the judge.
I got us back here. And I want to talk to the judge. And I haven't spoken to her since we got back.
It's been a pretty rough year for you two. How do you feel about your mother now?
I'm really furious at her. It's terrible. And she lied to us. Tommy has to repeat 3rd grade. And he still gets terrible nightmares.
What about you?
I'm tense a lot. And I seem to be angry all the time. But that wasn't her fault. Dad wouldn't let her see us. And she said they both said and did awful things, Tommy.
The decision here lies entirely with me. But I've asked each of your parents this question, and now I'm going to ask you. What should I do about you and your mother?
I'm angry at her. But that doesn't mean I don't want to see her. It doesn't mean I don't love her.
Mrs. Sanders, you violated a court order when you took your children and hid them from their father. You have returned them. But that cannot erase the fact that you subjected them to a lasting trauma. Now, I have had a long talk with each of you, and now with the children. I have decided that it's in the best interests of the children that they maintain contact with their mother while they remain under the custody of their father.
Thank you.
Mr. Sanders, it is important for your children that their mother be part of their lives. At first, these visits will be attended by a counselor appointed by the court. A social worker will advise me on the visitation arrangements for Mrs. Sanders. I also want you to provide counseling for you and the children. And please notify the court when you've made arrangements for family therapy.
Yes, Your Honor.
As we discussed, the court feels that it would be detrimental for your children to be moved in the next few years, particularly after what they have just been through. Parents, you must reorder your priorities. Your children deserve to take precedence over your past marital difficulties. They are the casualties in your war with one another. Help them to recover. Put their needs first. Put their futures ahead of your past grievances. Mrs. Sanders, will you please remain so that we can make arrangements for the appointment with the social worker? The rest of you may leave.
Will you forgive me?
If you are a missing child, or if you know the whereabouts of a missing child, you can call this toll-free number for help, 1-800-843-5678.
Friday, Benson leads the posse when the governor gives up politics and heads for the hills on Benson. Then everyone's ready for the new baby except Webster. Friday, all starting at 8, 7 Central.